Let us discuss passage number 6 of the paper. This passage here says that more than 2/3 of India's population is dependent on land. And this has remained almost unchanged in the last 80 years. The reason is not far to seek. Employment generation in the secondary and tertiary sectors of the economy is unable to absorb even the additional urban labor force. Therefore, scope for the rural workforce finding meaningful employment diminishes in such a case. The second paragraph then says, with an increasing capital output ratio, the income elasticity of employment in the non-agriculture sector keeps declining, making it more difficult for the urban sector to absorb the extra manpower that is intended to be released from the land, that is from the rural sector. During the last 3 decades, 3 programs have been tried on a large scale to help alleviate rural poverty. Land reforms, the Integrated Rural Development Program, and the wage employment programs. These were not generally targeted to improve productivity of marginal lands in rain-fed areas and therefore did not show a sustained increase in rural incomes. On the other hand, due to soil and water runoff, the health of the two most important resources in rural India has fast declined. Let us have a look at the questions now. Why is rural workforce unable to find meaningful employment in the urban sector? This is very clearly mentioned in the first paragraph that the employment generation in the secondary and tertiary sectors of the economy is unable to absorb even the additional urban labor force. So therefore, it is obvious that it will be very difficult for the rural workforce to find meaningful job in the urban sector, because it is not even fully available for the additional urban labor force. So let's see what are the choices we have. There is not enough employment for the urban labor force. Most of the rural population is dependent on land. There aren't enough employments in the secondary and tertiary sectors of the economy. Yes, this is what we just read. So the reason is very clearly given in the first paragraph, which is option C. The programs related to elevation of rural poverty did not work because these programs also we have just discussed, which are given in the final paragraph of the passage. So the question is asking you about the reasons of it not being, these programs not working. The quality of land and water underwent gradual deterioration. These did not aim to improve the productivity of marginal lands and rain-fed areas. Let's see. The final paragraph says that these were not generally targeted to improve productivity of marginal rain-fed areas and therefore did not show a sustained increase in the rural income. So yes, according to this particular line, the second statement is definitely true. Let's look for this first statement. The quality of land and water underwent gradual deterioration. It says that on the other hand, due to soil and water runoff, the health of the two most important resources in rural India, land and water, has fast declined. It says that this has fast declined, but this particular line here says that it underwent gradual deterioration. So because of this word gradual, this is incorrect. Therefore, the answer will be option B. The next question asks you which of the following statements are true about non-agriculture sector. The non-agriculture sector has been discussed in the final lines of the first paragraph, I guess. No, it's there in the second paragraph. With an increasing capital output ratio, the income elasticity of employment in the non-agriculture sector keeps declining. Let us see. It says it is incapable of absorbing the extra manpower from urban sector. So this is an incorrect statement, because the passage refers to the extra manpower of the rural agriculture sector and not the urban agriculture sector. Sorry, the urban sector. But this statement here talks about incapability of absorbing the extra manpower from the urban sector. Let's read this line again. With an increasing capital output ratio, the income elasticity of employment in the non-agriculture sector keeps declining, making it more difficult for the urban sector to absorb extra manpower that is intended to be released from the land, that is from the rural sector. Therefore, this is an incorrect statement. The income elasticity of employment in this sector, that is the non-agriculture sector, is declining due to an increase in the capital output ratio. Is it so? Let us read it again. With an increasing capital output ratio, the income elasticity of employment in the non-agriculture sector keeps declining, making it more difficult. For this is this. Well, this is again incorrect because the passage here only tells us that with an increasing capital output ratio, the employment in non-agriculture sector declines. But it is not giving us any kind of relationship between capital output ratio and income elasticity of employment. Therefore, we cannot say it to be a correct statement. This is incorrect, as there is no relationship, say cause and effect relationship given to us about the capital ratio and the income elasticity of the employment generation. Therefore, the answer will be option D.